So we're here to find out what's happening in the tech and digital space in Mozambique and its economy. And to chat to us about that is one of the new and big players here in Mozambique. That's Tiago Coelho, and he is with US Information Technologies. Tiago, thank you so much for chatting to us. Firstly, give us an overview of your sense of what the tech and IT space is like in Mozambique.
Okay, so we're still very much underdeveloped on the tech sense. The reason I say this is because you don't have many household names here in Mozambique doing tech-related businesses. The big IT companies here, they're usually representing international brands like SAP and all these big players, but you still don't see a lot of made in Mozambique technology. And
you are a made in Mozambique technology. Tell us a little bit about UX Information Technology.
Okay, so we started in 2012. I was studying abroad and I wanted to come back to kind of apply what I have learned, you know, the whole diaspora story, apply what I had learned to the country. And at the time, Mozambique was actually an emerging economy, right? We were one of the fastest growing economies in the world. And I thought this would be the ideal time to come in here to develop technology that was made here, but with a little twist, was that we wanted to have social impact. Our goal was always, how can technology as a business impact on society? So provide easier access to services for people even at the bottom of the pyramid. When we started, we decided to tackle an industry that we saw that had a huge potential here, which was employability. But there was we were still very underdeveloped on the front of disseminating job opportunities. Basically, you have 15,000 copies of a newspaper being printed, and this was the main avenue that companies used to recruit people. So with a labor force of 13 million people, having 15,000 printed newspapers is not a very effective way, right, of reaching out to potential workers. So we developed the biggest online job board here. In 1 year, it became one of the most visited websites here, and now after almost 5 years, it's the recruitment standard here in Maputo and Mozambique in general.
That's fantastic. Is the trend here in Mozambique much the same across the rest of the continent, where internet connectivity is driven by smartphones?
Yeah, this is definitely a mobile-first country. This was actually the reason why we developed our second product to have a big social impact, because if you look at our job board, it's meant to be used by computers, and you only have 7% internet access here in Mozambique. But you have 56% of mobile penetration, so it's a no-brainer. We had to go mobile first as well. But in order to do so as well, what we developed was, we figured that most of these phones are actually feature phones, so they're not smartphones. You still have, I would venture to say, we have less than 1 million smartphones in the market. But with a penetration of 56%, that means we're 27 million. It means we're around 13 million people with those feature phones, those old Nokia phones. And there was also another trend that we noticed, is that you don't have a lot of formal jobs. So basically, from the rough estimates that we were looking at, you have around 700,000 formal jobs. Once again, we're 13 million laborers here. Everyone is in the informal sector. And what you see when you drive around the city is these wooden boards. I bet you also have in South Africa saying plumber, yes, and then a mobile phone number. So we decided to build a system whereby people could use those very basic phones, these skilled workers, and they could register by dialing a short code. So they dial a short code, they fill their name, their location, and their profession, and suddenly they're online. And then you have smartphones and computers. People can go to our website or through our mobile apps, and they can find the best workers and then rate them after they complete the job. So our idea was always, how do you put technology in the middle to connect someone that's providing some sort of service and somebody that needs that types of service? So this is the interface of Biscata. Okay. What you have here is what professions are you looking for? So you have an AC technician, a welder, and then I choose the carpenter. Now I have all the provinces of Mozambique. We're in Maputo, so I'll choose this, and we're in Maputo Cidade, because it's important that you pinpoint up to city level, right? And then once you choose Maputo Cidade, here you have all the workers that are currently registered in Maputo Cidade. And you, like I was telling you, when they register, they put their name, they put the years of experience and the education, and then they get ratings. And for us, it was really important to have this rating, because this is the value that you're trying to bring, right? If you're walking through the city and you see a wooden board on a tree, you don't necessarily trust the quality of the work or the seriousness of who's behind that wooden board. But if other people are rating them, then you're more likely. This is what we call the trust economy, and it's something where your friends, their recommendations are just as important, you know, as anything for you to hire someone. We basically, for us, you have to be profitable and you have to have social impact, because with profitability you can then scale that impact. And this is the big difference from the NGO model, where they pilot things that are very expensive but then are not able to scale or at least self-sustain, right? So for us, for instance, Emprego is a profitable business because we imply something that we jokingly call inside the Robin Hood business model. It's a cross-subsidization model where what you do is you charge the big companies that have a lot of recruitment needs money to use our online tools. It's basically you pay to play, and then you can filter much more easily all your candidates. Basically what was taking them like 3 or 4 days reading 700 CVs one by one, with 5-6 clicks they get the top 10 profiles that they need. So these big companies, I'm talking embassies, recruitment agencies, banks, they pay us to use this software because it improves their recruitment process. And then the small companies use it for free. They get to advertise for free. They get to participate in this labor, because remember, if you're looking for social impact, you need to give people opportunities for work. So the more job opportunities we have on the website, the better for our users, which are people actively looking for jobs. And so with these models, you can get things to work, to be profitable, and to actually run a team that can provide more and more IT services.